So what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on? How's everything?
Guys, welcome back to NJ Talks Podcast. I'm over here with Dalvin. I don't want to butcher your name. Can you tell everybody your name, bro?
My name is Dalvin Sejour.
That's awesome, man. This guy right here, I met him a couple weeks back at a networking event. Really just impressed me. We had a cool conversation over some drinks, and you told me all about your company, the one you started with TEXTSAGE. Told me a little bit about yourself, but I really think that you can provide a lot of value to people. Because there's a lot of people out there, here in New Jersey, and that's the whole point of this podcast. Like, I wanted to bring about a curated space where I could bring, because I know a lot of cool people over my years of just entrepreneurship growing up, and I feel like you're one of them. Like, I feel like you can bring value to people, offer your product and your services to people, and I'm sure you have a cool story. Like, we all have a cool story. I'm a firm believer that stories shape and inspire others with certain situations out here. Like, I could probably relate to somebody that maybe looks like me, has a similar background than me, like me, and I could be like, wow, he could do it, I could do it too. Right. So that's why I brought you here. I'm like, yo, this guy, there's some kids out here they might come across this, they might see a reel, they might see a story or a clip, a caption clip, and they're gonna be like, yo, Dalvin's cool. How do I get in contact with him? So at the end of this, maybe you could share your contact information and just share it with people,
Yeah, for sure. I got you.
But questions, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How just your life story growing up a little bit?
Sure. So I was born in Brooklyn. I'm Haitian. So my parents came from Haiti, moved to the United States. I was born here. Unfortunately, lost my parents when I was very young. So I ended up moving to New Jersey, living in Irvington for my entire life. Went to Irvington High School, Union Middle School, Chancellor Avenue. Did my whole life in Irvington. Went to Montclair State, undergrad, majored in IT, and minored in business and computer science. Really wanted to get into tech, and I just had a natural affinity for it. So when the power went out in my house or somebody needed to set the computer up in the house, I was the guy that would just look at the manual and figure it out, which is dope. So when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to major in college, I was like, I was good with stuff like that. When I used to hack PSPs for money, I was you were that guy? Yeah, I was that guy.
Man, I could have used it.
Yeah, right. Give me the battery, $5. Yo, I'll give you all the games you want and all that. Doing clinics at school,
Were you the guy people went to for jailbroken phones? To jailbreak them?
I did. I used to say back in the day, yeah, until I used to do all the free music stuff. I was FBI. Don't look at this. But,
okay,
because they be But I did that, and then I did the IT support thing for a bit. I was doing help desk at Montclair for a bit. And then I was like, I kind of want to do hands-on coding. So I got this internship with Facebook when I was in undergrad.
Wow.
It was in marketing. But, if you were at Facebook, you kind of could just talk to anybody. So I was talking to the software engineers. And I was like, y'all got some dope jobs. Let me try to really learn this. So I learned Ruby on Rails in undergrad.
What's that, Ruby on Rails?
It's like a coding language.
Okay.
It's kind of like Python.
Yeah.
And one of those. So I learned that, and then I got my first internship with a company called Stitch Fix. Worked with them in San Francisco for a summer. I got a cousin out in Oakland.
You did tell me you were in California for a while.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I got out there. I had a cousin. She charged me $700 or $900 a month for rent. And I was like, $900 for rent? Yo, that's crazy. But you see them rent in California, that's it's $2,000 for a one bedroom studio.
Kind of like New York, yeah.
Yeah, so she lucked me out. So I stayed there, really fell in love with the Bay. And I got an offer to move out there. And then I got an offer to work at Bank of America in New York. Cool. And I was like, when's the next time I'm going to ever get the opportunity to just leave New Jersey?
Yeah.
I never actually physically left. After I actually studied abroad in Australia.
Okay.
We could talk about that.
Yeah, 100%.
But I was like, all right, let me leave. So
How old were you when you went to California?
I was 19 or 20. I moved with my fiance, now wife at the time. We moved in. We had no furniture. I was eating on a cardboard box because it was like starting from fresh.
Yeah.
But I had a job. Obviously, I wouldn't just move to Cali.
What did you have going on there when you moved to Cali? Work wise,
I was a software engineer, so I was like a junior software engineer. I could tell you how much I was making because I don't care no more.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think I was making 116 after graduating, which was crazy. That's
116
crazy.
an hour?
116,000.
Oh, 116K a year. Yeah, like salary.
Yes. Yeah. So like, but you know, Cali is really expensive.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let me do the software engineering thing. COVID hit. I only got a good year of really enjoying the Bay pre-pandemic. You know, then during COVID, I worked for this cannabis tech company called Dutchy, where like the Shopify of weed. You could buy, sell. Like stores could just set up dispensaries and stuff. One of the investors was Snoop Dogg. So I saw Snoop Dogg on a meeting one day. It was the funniest thing ever. This guy got a bonnet on in the studio, similar like this, talking about, this is what brings us all together. I'm like, this is the craziest.
Is he smoking as he said?
Yeah, like he got the blunt in his hand. He's like, this is the craziest. I got Asian, black, white people working under me because of this plant right here. I'm like, this is the craziest Zoom meeting I've ever been a part of.
Oh, it was a Zoom?
Yeah, CEO is just like nervous, like,
that's so insane.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, sounds great, Snoop Dogg, because you can't filter Snoop Dogg. He can say whatever he wants. But he gave us a little history about how it all started and all that. It was kind of cool. And then now I work at ConvertKit, which is an email marketing platform for creators to grow their business.
Okay. Email marketing.
So like you've heard of like MailChimp, Beehive, all those. So we're one of those competitors.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where did the idea for TEXTSAGE come in?
So
this is like yours, right?
This is mine, yeah. So I run a small business called Dalvin Digital Design LLC. It's like my web agency where I help small businesses build out and their website, their web presence.
Oh, that's cool.
So like SEO, I need a landing page for my new site. I know your father owned a pizza shop, I'd be like, hey, here's a website. I've been doing that for about 5 years, same amount of time. Like I started the LLC when I was at Montclair. So I was like, this is the best time to, because I could just help people out, and I'm still young, so I could like build my portfolio and stuff. So I'm kind of in tune with what small business owners need and want. I was getting these annoying text messages one day, and I'm like, there's got to be a better way to send these text messages. It'll be like, I'm John Daly from Mississippi. I'm like, how are you texting? One, how do you get my phone number? And two, if you're going to text me, at least make it sound good. Yeah. But the thing is, I'd always open these text messages either, no matter what, because you get a text, you're more likely to open it than a phone call. Yeah. So I've been opening. Or an email. In an email, exactly. So I was like, all right, let me build a platform to at least make that better. So your experience in coding, all your experience of like, you know, all the things you've done, you brought it here. Right, exactly. Because this is the first time, like, when you want to do an app launch and stuff, I was kind of very afraid of like asking my friends to share and promote, because you don't want to waste your social capital on something that's not good. So even though I have these skills, I'm like, if every week I'm like, yo, I got this project, I got this, I got that, you're share that. Yeah. It's like, one, you look like you crazy and you don't know what you want, what you're doing. Two, it's like I've gotten all this experience thus far. So now, when I actually put my mind to this, I could actually like market it and sell it. So I think I got like 2 users on it thus far, which is very low, but it's like, this is the first time I've actually built something on my own. I have some people helping me with it, and I'm like managing it and being like the CEO of it. So it's been an awesome journey. Now I'm just looking for users to try it. You could try it out, TEXTSAGE.net. 3-day trial. And it uses AI in order to send the text messages out. So you create a template. Say you got some buyers or potential buyers you want to outreach to, put their phone numbers in, and then you could start these text message campaigns. And the goal is basically to increase open rates with better crafted text messages. And as time go on, I want to essentially get the AI to learn your style of texting so that you could put it on autopilot and you could worry about other things while it's like texting on your behalf.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
That's super cool. Just in my head, I'm like, things are running through. I'm like, wow, I can, yeah, because sometimes like I'll send out emails with like the MLS sheet of properties that I sent to people for buyers that are looking. And I noticed that they'll text me, but they're not checking their email. So what I do is I'll copy and paste the actual link that I send through an email, because that's what they teach us to, like, mainly you want to keep it professional, whatever.
Right.
And it is, so I'll send it to the email, but another way to do it is also like the email could go into the text with the properties, and like, I don't know, just a bunch of things are running through my mind. So that's a great, the TEXTSAGE. It's a great for all business owners, all people that have a personal brand or anything like that.
Exactly. And I think real estate is very interesting because it got a lot of compliance and stuff in it, but it's also like people really want to sell their homes and just need somebody to push them to make that transaction. So they get a text one day that the perfect text that they were like, oh man, like this home is giving me so much problems. Like, and then they get a text well crafted. They're like, all right, I'll reach out. I might want to sell or talk to these people, versus like just throwing a bunch of things out there and hoping it like stick.
Yeah. So, yeah. That's cool, man. When did you start the company?
I started in January, literally around, New Year, new me. I was like, I need to build my own app this year. I'm not playing. Like, I'm gonna do it. I've been talking this for so many years now. I need to just do it. So I invested. I didn't take any outside funding. Like, this is all funds for me that I just built up and started like getting work done on it.
Yeah. I mean, smart, because like you worked your whole life.
Right.
You got to the point where like, hey, I can use my own money. I don't got to use borrowed money. And it's your idea, your company.
And it's funny. I was trying to get it funded by friends and family. I was trying to give you all like, hey, I give you lifetime access and stuff like that. But people really wanted to see my hands in the game, like skin in the game, before they put the funds up. So I was like, dang, I can't even depend on that. I need to just do it myself.
That happens a lot, I feel like, in business.
Right.
You want people to like help out in the beginning, and then you see they don't believe you, or they don't believe in you, and then later on, you're like just become so successful, or just like it actually worked. They're like, oh yeah, I'll put in money now. Like,
it's a catch-22 because nobody want to be the first to invest.
That's true. Some do, like some do, but some don't. Yeah, but I mean it's normal. So I mean you're still at it, so that's what's up. You ever two people subscribers basically?
Yeah, I got two. One of my cousins is also agent. He's super knowledgeable about text messaging. So he I hopped on Zoom, gave him a demo, and I was like, just destroy it, break it, tell me everything about it. And he just gave me the game on A2P compliance, do not call list and stuff like that. Because with tech, I could just be working on it and I have no clue about real estate or anything. So I'm just in a bubble. But once you give it to somebody, they're like, oh, this is great, but did you think about this? Did you think about that? Is it think about? It's like I'm a scientist. It's like experimenting. Like you just, hey, how does this look? I'll tweak it.
Yeah.
It's something called the mom test. There's a book called the mom test where if you were to tell your mom an idea about an app you want to build, your mom would be like, "Oh yeah, that's such a great idea, son. Like, I'd buy it, and invest in it."
Yeah.
But like that's that self-filling like motivational thing.
Yeah.
Because like it's like a ego boost to be like somebody, I like your app, I love it, but are you using it? Are you downloading it? Did you try it? So this mom test, like if you try to avoid speaking about your app at all, but you focus on actually talking about the problem. So if I'm going to a networking event, I'm not asking you to download my app. I want to know what's your problem with text messaging in your business and why you're not using it. Because that will avoid all the fluff of being like, oh my God, you got a great app idea. Because nobody want to hurt people's feelings when they have a idea. I've had people come up with some crazy ideas though, and I'm the type to tell you that's not a good idea, bro. Like, you want to make the Uber of pizza? I'm like, that's not a good idea. Because I build apps too, so people always have app ideas. I'm like, you wanna have a mobile pancake waffle house food truck business? Go crazy, go. And if it is successful, more power to you. But some of these ideas I be like, yeah, I don't know about that one, chief. But it's funny.
Or even like just, there's a guy named Ty Lopez. I listen to him a lot. He's a YouTuber. He says that underwater basket weaving, like he says there's a scenario where he meets some guy, put all his life savings, like 100,000, into this app, but nobody's gonna use it. Right. It's like, dude, ideas are shit, but the implementation is important too. So you got the implementation part going down.
Yeah, it's like I'm a part of this. It's called Nights and Weekends. It's like a 6-week thing to just work on your idea for 6 weeks, focus. So every week they have you like trial and just put your idea on social media, get people to use it, and put out a toy version of your app.
This is like a group you joined?
Yeah, so it's like this SF based group. Like it's kind of like not a college, but for builders and creators. They just encourage people to just get their ideas out there.
That's cool. I think it's important to join groups, go to networking events. That's where I met you. I mean, if I didn't meet you there, we wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
I know people, I'm sure you know people too, that would be like, why do you go to those things? Do you have those people?
Yeah, it's funny because like since I just moved back out here, I was like, I need to get back active. First thing I do is hop on Eventbrite. But I was like, should I pull up? I feel like mad weird to like.
Oh, so you found that event on Eventbrite?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know anybody?
I didn't know anybody.
Oh, that's awesome.
But it's just random that I knew the C by AJ and
you knew
Michael.
them.
I knew them because I went to another event they hosted like a year before. So I was like, oh, I know y'all. But it's like, it's just, you know how life is. It's just random. Like, who knew I'd have known everybody, like 3 or 4 people in there. And that's also the thing about networking. It's so extensive. Like everything that I've done has been because I've been a good person since elementary school. So like now I'm coming back to Jersey, like everybody go out and do their own things in life now. And now they always remember, all right, you were a cool dude like back in the day. Like
that's so important to be a genuine dude because that's your brand. If you're a douche,
if you're a slime bag, people not gonna want to mess with you. And it's crazy.
And word gets around.
It's weird because I have this running joke where I could be anywhere and I'll know somebody. So I was in Cabo, or I was in where is it, Colombia, and I'm at a club and I see somebody I knew from elementary school. I'm in Mexico. I look across the table. I see somebody I know from high school. I'm like, I'm that guy. Like, I can't do anything crazy because I know so many people that if I do something crazy, somebody I know is gonna be there. So my uncle always taught me, keep your record clean. So I just been moving like that from day one. So now I'm an extension of you. You an extension of me. Who knows? Now because I know you, they're gonna be like, oh, you know Medina. Like it's life is crazy.
That's cool. There's a thing called the 6 degrees of separation. You can meet anybody in this world at all. You can meet the president, a famous actor in India, just because you know some person that might know some person that might know someone that might know someone else that might know that person that you're trying to look for.
It's funny because that's been happening a lot lately. A lot of people I know from college are now on like Love Island or dating shows like that. So I pull up the TV and I'm like, hey man, I know this guy. Like,
It
is like, it's crazy. And you know, they know these famous people now. Or like one of my friends, he was at the BET Awards as a psychologist, presenting. His name is Garrick, and he was at the BET Awards. He got to go on the stage with G Herbo, and like, I'm like, that's crazy. Like, he's in the room with all these famous people, and I know him. So
you were in a Zoom with Snoop,
right? I was in a Zoom with Snoop. It's like, but you gotta just be ready for these opportunities, and that's why it's always like, I was always been the type like. That's why I need my own product, like, because you could always have something to fall back on.
Yeah, also, like, I feel like, well, just saying what you just said, I wanted to have my own product. When you have your own thing that you can sell to others or provide to others, I mean, do you consider yourself an entrepreneur? Not really? Do you like that word? Do you not like that word?
I think since working at my current company, I've changed that to creator. Because I'm an author as well. Like, I'm writing a children's book right now. I got 2 like books on how to get internships and stuff out. So I'm like, that hustling thing, it feels like it's just like, or entrepreneur, it feels very like
maybe forced a little bit.
Yeah, it's like forced. Like, you know, LLC Twitter, like, you need an LLC right now so you could buy CNBC, then you sell it, then you could buy Viacom. Like, you know how I just like to create now. I think that's how I've been trying to shift it.
That's what I say. That's cool. Basically what I was trying to say is I drew a blank. But so I think it's important to always have your own thing, your own product, because you never know all those people that you know. You said you know so many people. You can like provide that service to anybody, and at the end of the day, that goes into your pocket. Not only that, you create those relationships, and you meet even more people in the future. And it's like you said, you like to keep your record clean. I mean, just being a good person. Not only that, but the relationships, I feel like, is what's worth so much more than like the actual money that's going to be put in your pocket. Because like I don't know, I feel like you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have friends, like, it sucks.
Exactly.
It's lonely, you know. And yeah, do you read a lot?
I'm getting, like, if I get the physical version, I'll get the PDF version, just so that I have a son now, so I can't always just sit down, put my feet up and read. So if I'm using the bathroom, at least I got the PDF version so I can like go through and then start off where I left off.
But you do read?
I do read, yeah.
I feel like you do read more than most of the people I've had on. Do you, like, how many books, like, do you think it's important to read?
I think at least I make a goal to at least read a book a year, just so I could feel like I completed something.
But you have that goal?
Yeah. In my mind, like, in the back, I'm like, let me get back to reading. Like,
in high school, did you read or not really?
It's weird because I was the type to win essays, like,
oh wow, cool.
And essay contests. Like, we used to have the Martin Luther King essay contest. I used to really win those, but I was never the type to like to read. I think it's now I'm like, oh, like, maybe pick up a book. Like, there's really knowledge there. But I'm not the type. I'm a type of person to pick up a chapter and get the stuff that's
I like that. Yeah,
important to what I need right now. Because a whole book feel like a commitment to me, especially when you don't even need to finish what you really need. Like, if I'm reading Intelligent Investor by Warren Buffett, I need the chapter on dividends. I'm going to just open that chapter and keep it pushing versus feeling like I got to go through the whole thing to then get...
Dude, I bought that book a while ago, 2 years ago. I read the first chapter. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So that's a great strategy.
That one and, what is it? The not Stephen Covey. I like the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Oh, yeah.
It's another one. It's like getting Napoleon something.
Oh, Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah. I've got 2 copies of that book and I have not finished it.
Oh, really?
I've only got.
That's one of the books I've actually read front to back.
Yeah, that one. It just. I buy it, I pick it up, I'm like, this is hitting, and then I'm like, So I try to keep a copy on me.
That book was written like 100 years ago, something like that. Yeah. So the language, it's a little outdated in a way, so it could be a little boring.
Yeah.
And that's cool. Do you just read personal development books? Do you ever read like novels, like fiction books?
I feel like for me, I'm like, if I'm gonna use my brain energy, I need to get some value from it. Even
I like that. Yeah.
Cause I'm not like the hustler. I'm playing Helldivers too. Like I like gaming and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So it's always like when I have the free time, am I gonna read a book that's gonna put me in fantasy land, or am I read a book that I'm gonna use for something?
No, I'm the same way. I'll talk to like when I'm talking to girls, they'll be like, I'm like, oh, do you read? They're like, yeah, I read. And I'm like, what do you read? Oh, like romance books.
Right.
Like, I'm just like, damn, okay. No, you don't.
Right.
Yeah, so I know what you're saying. I do like to read certain novels and fiction books, but for the same reason, they provide value. So I'm a big Ernest Hemingway fan. I don't know if you know Hemingway.
Yeah.
There's a book I love. It's called The Old Man and the Sea. I recommend. I read it. I try to read it every day for my every year for my birthday.
Oh wow.
On the 17th of October, and it's just basically a story about perseverance, about an old man who's like old already. Everybody's telling him he's old. Goes out into the ocean, with a little boat. He's stuck in the ocean for like 2 days. Comes back with like 3 sharks, like big sharks, the biggest bait nobody's ever seen. So stuff like that. I know what you're saying. I have to read something that provides value.
The Alchemist is good like that.
The Alchemist is a great book too.
That was a great book. That was the one like, all right, let me finish this. I'm gonna go.
So again, stories.
Yeah. It's funny. I always, in the back of my mind, because you never are. I'm like, am I ever prepared to if I'm ever stranded on an island or something? Would I be able to survive? Like random crazy freak accidents. Like I watched something called the Snow Society, where they crash landed on the side of the Alps. It was like a soccer team. They only had an hour flight to, I think, Argentina or something for a game they had. And then the plane crash landed and they had to survive on the mountain, eating snow and like taking literally chocolate and stuff that was on the plane. And this is like in the 80s, I think.
Oh, this is a real thing?
Yeah, this is real.
Oh, wow.
That's why I'd be like, if something happened, would I be able to survive? Like, can I swim from the middle of the ocean back to land if I, castaway and all that? Like,
can you swim?
I can't. I'm a certified scuba diver. It's random.
Oh, man.
So I got to swim in the Great Barrier Reef. It's dope, but I'm not.
Where is that again?
It's in Australia.
Australia. Oh yeah, you were there.
So it's like, I don't like. If I was tested to swim, I'll do it. But I'm not the type to where on a beach day I'm going past the deep end because I don't want to have to test that.
Like if you don't have to, don't do it. But you want to be prepared.
Yeah, I want to be prepared. Like
that's important, dude. Like being prepared. Like what was it? The word luck. Do you believe in luck?
I partly do. I feel like
Yeah, me too. I feel like luck is like opportunities all around us, and being lucky, it happens to us every single day, like maybe 100 times a day. But you have to be prepared for that luck. You have to be prepared for that opportunity. That's like the equation for luck, for success, something like that.
It's like luck plus preparation, opportunity plus preparation.
Yeah, you have to be prepared, and then that's all luck because you could have took the opportunity, but you didn't. A lot of people don't, and I feel like you have like just going to California, like going to Australia, all those things. You said yes to them, but you were prepared for all that thing, all those things. Just were you like a good student in school?
I was, but I didn't study. It was weird. Like I could just remember enough to get
you got that talent.
Yeah,
where it's like
it's weird. I never like. I'm actually going back to school in the fall. I'm going to Georgia Tech to get my master's.
That's fire.
So in computer science, I'm trying to specialize in AI because I'm trying to be prepared for AI. So I'm like, I need to learn AI. What
do you say to people when they tell you college isn't important? Or you don't need college to be quote unquote successful?
I think now that I'm older, I'm like, get the knowledge in a format that will best suit you. So like I was in college learning on YouTube how to be a software engineer because I didn't want to wait till
till you finish your
506 level classes in order to get what I wanted. And that's what I was in my junior year, senior year already interviewing for after college jobs.
You were getting prepared.
Yeah, I was
even though you were in school. You weren't waiting.
So people be like, "You in the library, bro? We turning up. Like, come pull up." I'm like, chill. But it's not like chill. Like I'm corny. or like I used to be going too. It's like this duality. It's just like, nah, like I just know formats work for some people. So YouTube doesn't work for me no more. Like, cause I call it tutorial hell, where you learn a new skill, hop on this, you watch a few videos, you think, yo, I got this, and then you don't actually do nothing with it. So
you're saying there's levels of education.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I like that. Like most of like everything I've ever, I used to have a t-shirt printing company. Same thing. I learned it all on YouTube, but then I had to find someone who was actually doing it. And when I came to him, I was prepared with all the tutorial knowledge, and we implemented it, blew up for like that summer.
That drop shipping and stuff, when I first found it, it was like crazy.
Did you do drop shipping?
I did for a bit.
Yeah. Were you like, was it successful when you did it? Like,
it was like when Shopify started really getting hot. It's funny because my friends that own a podcast, I used to do the t-shirts for them, and that was the first time I really saw like digital money. Like, I do a t-shirt collab, and then I would just see the Shopify go crazy for the t-shirts that they were making. And I was like, wow, people really could make money off the internet. But when I was doing it for myself, I didn't have that buzz, so it didn't really do nothing.
Yeah, that's why it's important to know people, partner with people.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. Damn, dude, that's crazy. So you've done drop shipping, you've done a bunch of things.
I call it experiments.
Yeah.
Because that's why, going back to...
It's important to do that, though.
Yeah, like, that's why I don't call myself that entrepreneur. I just feel like I'm somebody who experiments, see if people mess with it. If not, I'll try a different variation. Because then when it fails, it doesn't feel like, oh my God, like I just blew it all. It's just like, nah, I just got this skill in the tuck. So you
added a skill to your
belt. So I've even messed around with like making pixel art. Because even before I became this software engineer dude, I wanted to do art, like graphic design, like, UX design and all that. But it didn't make enough money. Software engineering made more bread. Let me go with that. But I always was like that person that liked to do Photoshop stuff. So I was like, all right, let me just put this skill in the back burner, but let me still kind of keep it.
Yeah.
So I still got this design mindset, but now I just hire people to help me when I need that skill versus me trying to hoard it all and do it. But I still like try to tinker and stuff on the side.
Yeah.
It's always this like level of self-improvement.
Yeah.
Like, and then even that, like, I have this problem where like I can't just make something a hobby. It always feels like you gotta have money attached to it for me to do it, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, because if you're gonna try it, you might as well go all out. Maybe not go all out, but like you have to actually like try like with like effort in it. So like that's important because a lot of people try things, but they'll actually just like watch something. They'll pay for it, but they don't do it.
Like, when NFTs was hot, I try to do my own NFT.
Yeah? I have some NFTs, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
OpenSea, yeah.
Yeah, like OpenSea, when that first came out, that joint was hot.
Did you ever do trading?
Yeah, so it was NBA Top Shot. It was like...
the NFTs.
I actually got a lawsuit check. I'm going to get a lawsuit check for that because apparently they feel like they were scamming them.
Oh, yeah.
But it was like when it was hot, like people were selling NFTs for like $30,000. LeBron James dunking.
I have a friend who got there were these shoes. It was an NFT on NBA Top Shop. I think they were there's Curry.
Yeah,
Steph Curry.
Yeah.
They were like these limited shoes, and he got one. He bought. I think he put in like 300, got 25,000, sold it for 25.
Yeah.
Somebody bought it, and I was like, damn, Brian, my boy Brian from Florida. What's up?
Right. Yeah. My problem was I held, like, you probably could find an article on Yahoo about how I was messing around with NBA Top Shot. And at one point my account was at like 30,000. I had like, I was just buying the cards and like storing it up. And then one day it just tanked. I probably put maybe $1,000 into it. And I think I broke even at the end.
Tank 2021?
Yeah, 2021, 22. Because it was like, it was weird because it was like I saw when it literally like imagine I bought a card for 1,000 and then the value went to 800, 7, 6, and then that's when that NFT jump just went.
Yeah. Did you ever buy crypto?
Yeah. So,
like on Coinbase, Crypto.com.
I remember when you had to buy it off these shady websites, like 2017 before
Oh, wow, really?
Coinbase wallet was really popping. So I had this dude when I said I went to Montclair. He does a presentation on Bitcoin, and this was probably when Bitcoin was at like.
He did it on Bitcoin or like on trading?
On Bitcoin. He was like, you need to buy Bitcoin. Like, Bitcoin's the future. This is probably when Bitcoin was at like maybe $15,000 or $10,000.
In 2017, like 11,000.
So I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, but I never bought it. I see this guy on campus. 3 years later, he's like, yeah, I paid off my.
He was one of those.
Yeah, so it was the one time in my life where I was like, I should have just listened to dude.
Yeah.
But he was mining it. He had like a whole server.
Oh, he had a miner.
He was a miner. He had like racks of Bitcoin server.
Electricity bill is crazy.
Yeah, electricity bill is crazy. I think his mom bill is crazy. It's weird because now, like, there's this thing called helium where you could like. It's kind of like you're a Wi-Fi router where you buy it and then it mines it for you. I paid like $500 for it and it flopped. I've been getting like 20 cents or something. Like I will never make the money back that I invested in buying it. But it's just like, yo, when crypto was hot, everybody was just doing everything.
It's about to be hot again because it tanked, went all the way down. The total crypto market cap right now, it's like going up again. But it's going to come down. It's going to consolidate.
I sold all my crypto. And I don't know if that's
I sold it when it was coming down. I saw it and I was like, okay, it's going to go down for a while.
But I was messing with like, swapping to other tokens, The token yields for some of these projects was crazy high, higher than the bank account.
Shiba, do you remember Shiba?
Shiba, yeah.
I had one of my landlords when I rented from him in Prospect Park. He put in $3,000 into Shiba, $3,000 into Shiba. His return was like $55K. And he was a happy guy.
That's funny. I made a song about that. Dogecoin to the moon.
Yeah. Oh, you made a song?
Yeah, I made a song. I got like $3 on my TuneCore thing from that. So,
really?
Back to the weed company I worked at. So I put a clip about like Dogecoin to the moon. Yo, it's lit. 30-second clip. One of the engineers, he was, I think he was high. He was like, yo, bro, I could make a banger out of this. Give me 2 days. I got you. Mix and master it. I was like, oh, I like this. Let's put this, let's be serious. Let's put this on Spotify. So it's funny now, if you go on TikTok, you can still see people have it on their video that they use the song. It's just random stuff.
Dude, that's fire. Like, I love that, man. I feel like, okay, you've done a couple things. I feel like I talk to younger kids because I go to the boxing gym every now and then. I boxed since I was 15, 16 years old. I took it seriously for the first couple of years, broke my shoulder a couple times. So now I just stopped, but I go still like once a month, every 2 months. And I see young dudes and sometimes they tell me, I'm like, yo, like, I need a better job. There's nobody's hiring, blah, blah. But there's things out there. A lot of times people don't have access, especially in like urban areas, urban communities, people don't have access. But I love the internet. Thank God for the internet because now you have YouTube and you have those tutorials and stuff. So people are always looking at ways how to make money. But we have somebody in the flesh here. Like maybe you could give some like examples of what you could do. Like maybe a 17-year-old or a 20-year-old that like didn't go to college and they're still trying to figure something out. What do you think they could do? Like
if I was starting, I didn't even tell you about when I used to sell sneakers because that used to be hot.
Yeah, that was hot.
Like that was.
What year was that?
That was 2013, 2014. So that's when I was in high school.
And what I'm hearing is like you've made money. Some of them you probably didn't even make your investment back, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But some of them you did.
Yeah. And
the reward should always be a lot bigger than like if you win 3 times out of like 10, at least the 3 times you won big is what I'm hearing. And then the other one's not really, but it's fine.
It's weird. Like it's like you hear now that I'm hearing it myself, like full spectrum. It's just a lot of experimentation.
Yeah.
Like I learned the skills I learned from selling sneakers transferred into me being an engineer, transferred into me owning my own business, to me being an author. Selling sneakers is no different from selling a book. This is different packaging. It's easier to sell books. So what I do now is like during COVID, I do a virtual speaking engagement, and I would like talk to colleges. Like, you know, during COVID, people didn't have any programming. People were just looking at their teachers like this, hop on Zoom. So I was like, oh, I have my book. I was like, oh, let's hop on Zoom. Let's talk through how I got into tech, how I started internships and stuff. And then that was programming. And
you said you have your own book? So you're like a published author and all that? I
do. It's, but I'm not.
And I'm over here like, damn, I've been writing a book for like a couple years, and I'm like, damn, when should I publish it? I should probably just go,
just now. It's gonna be the ugliest version. I still see mistakes on the book I got now, and then I'm like, I gotta edit it, but just put it out. And we're in the age of AI now, so things are starting to get a little unauthentic. What you're going to see now is that being handwritten and doing it the human way is going to be more better than if it's AI generated.
Doing what?
Like just content, like making stuff.
And I think I know what you're saying.
Like the novelty of just being human made.
Yeah,
you're going to see that.
I was thinking about that. Yeah,
but back to your question. If I was starting now, I would definitely. I know now you could AI generate everything, but just learn the skill. Like,
what's one of the skills people should learn?
I would say
especially young dudes, women, whoever.
I would say if you could, first one I'm gonna say coding. That's the easiest one. Well, not easiest, but that's the one that's gonna get you the most money. It'll give it take 5-10 years until, even though it might be hard to get a job, just knowing the skill, because AI can't replace software engineers completely. There's always gonna be somebody who needs to manage and actually do the work when the AI mess up. That's one. Graphic design still, even now, though now you could generate stuff, images and stuff now. It's like still learn the core skill. Like, because then if you got fire design, people still want to support and buy the shirt. You got a nice story, people will still want to support and read your book. I would say trying to be an author, you have a story.
Yeah, we all have a story.
Everybody got a story. Talk about what you've seen or what you experienced. Write it down. I've seen people doing coloring books now with AI. Though the markets be flooded, but it's just like learn how to make money on the internet. It's just like a skill. Once you see your first dollar on Shopify or what have you, or you make your own dollar outside of a 9 to 5, it like unlock a crazy. Like
it's like once the mind is open, it continues to expand. It only expands, no longer contracts. Because now you know it's possible.
You said that exact same thing when I first met you.
I think so.
Yeah. You can't, I don't care if you sold something for a penny. As soon as you touch that first dollar digitally, you're like, wow. But I touched my first dollar through selling sneakers. We used to have, it's funny. It was a funny story. So I used to work at Stop and Shop.
Yeah.
And that's where the Western Union place was.
Yeah.
So we used to get the and I don't know how my friend got a plug from China for the sneakers.
Okay.
So they wanted the money through Western Union. So we would talk to our friends, our homies, they put in their orders. They want some Jordan, they want some Concord. So I'd take the money, go to Western Union, and send the money off. I work at Stop and Shop. I'm making $8.50 an hour. So I used to go to the counter. I'm like, yo, Sally, like, ring me up. I gotta make this order. She's like, you work here 4 hours a week. How are you making this money to send for the sneakers? And I'm like, that's none of your business. Just put it, just put in the order. But it's just like the process of shipping something, waiting for marking up something past what the original value is.
Yes.
Distributing it, selling it, getting the feedback that somebody is happy. That's just simple business stuff. And then if you're able to learn to do that, you could just transfer it to other stuff.
Yeah.
So
that's all sales, yeah.
Yeah, it's just all sales. But it's like, I think I just learned it so young that now everything else is just a wrapping of that.
Yeah.
But now I don't intentionally go out and like try to sell something to somebody. It's just now it's just
kind of like natural,
a part of me.
Yeah.
It's not like I go intentionally like, yo, even when the networking when I just put the shirt on just to chat and talk to people. I wasn't even trying to push it like that.
Yeah.
But people are interested, like, and I've done all the preparation thus far to like at least walk through and talk through this stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's it called? And I like that you wear the shirt though, because like, you know, closed mouths don't get fed.
Yeah, people don't know. If people won't walk up to you and ask you about what you're doing, because people want to talk about themselves. So you gotta kind of like bring it out of people.
Yeah, like I'll go out. I don't have it on right now, but I'll have my name tag. It says Keller Williams.
Right.
You know, so people will ask, "Oh, you're an agent?" I'm like, "Yeah," and then we start talking.
Yeah,
that's important. Yeah, you have to brand yourself.
I think I learned that from. That's why Stop and Shop got their shirts. They got their little polo, yellow mustard polo on. That's why
you're a walking, talking billboard all the time.
Yeah, you were walking. That's why
I'm promoting Nike right now. Wearing the shoes.
Right. Yeah, everybody, we always promoting something. Sometimes I'm always like, should I put a vinyl on my car while I'm driving around?
Yeah, I've thought about that.
But then I'm like, no, because if I ever get in an accident, I don't want nobody knowing with me.
That's hilarious.
I don't want nobody to know it's my car. So I always think about that.
What's it called? Oh, okay. So you said coding, web design, and basically sales.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's fairly for the young people, there's an app called Acadium, which will allow you to work for a business for free, unfortunately. But
you get the experience.
Well, you get the experience. So like I had this one guy from Nigeria helping me with marketing sales on my business. And he actually had me on his LinkedIn, which was kind of dope. Like to see your business on somebody's LinkedIn means that they either A, had a quality experience, or B, like really enjoyed the work that they did for you. So I've had different internships. Come to me if you want something. I'll find something for you to do.
Yeah, I know where to bring people.
Yeah, like like during COVID, I had this high school class running ads on my Instagram. Like they needed an internship, and that was during when businesses were closed. So I was like, all right, y'all want to help me? Y'all each make group A, you make some slides in Canva. Group B, you make some slides from Canva. I'm going to look at them. I'm going to see which ones look better. We're going to put it on Instagram, and I'm going to send y'all the analytics every week to see how it performs. Even in that, you learning how to make money on Instagram.
Yeah.
How to read analytics, click rates, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Sheesh, that's cool. What's it called? So, nice. So, okay, so like, it's important to network. It's important, what's it called? It's important to network. Personal development, you're basically talking about that this whole conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Are you like actively aware of all that though? Or you kind of just do it? Because everything you've been telling me is like, it kind of just comes to you and you kind of just go along with everything. But you're constantly personally developing yourself and you're constantly like going out to meet people with the intention of bringing a product or a service to people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I feel like, again, a lot of people don't. Do you think people just don't have it or they do? They do have it or they don't?
I think it's definitely a muscle you have to
keep exercising.
Keep exercising.
Okay.
But I think I'm at the point now where I don't intentionally do it.
Okay. Now.
Where it's just natural. But I think before I was trying to force myself to go to events to talk to people and get out there, because it is a muscle you lose. Because COVID's got us super weird, like not being able to communicate and talk to people.
I still think it's 2019.
Right. Exactly. And I think for me, what me and my wife started doing is every year we'll have like a goals. We write it down: personal, physical, spiritual, mental, and put it down on a sheet of paper. And we just I have my paper, she has her paper. We cross off the ones that we...
At the end of the year, you cross off whatever you've completed?
What we completed. Well, we do our separate ones.
Mm-hmm.
We bring it together. Then we try to prioritize like 2 or 3 in each category. And then we're supposed to meet up and talk about them once a month. And then halfway point. And then, so I always have a business goal. Like, oh, I want to make 50K this year for my business. Or I want to do this, or I want to do that. And I write it down so that it's top of mind, but it's not like I'm chasing that number.
Yeah.
Because everything is still...
But once you write it down, it's like, yeah. I can't learn if I don't write things down.
Right.
Like, I'll watch a tutorial or YouTube video on something on a bot. For example, I have a buyer's consultation later at 3 p.m. and I've just been rewatching and watching a different video of buyer's consultations of top agents here in Keller Williams for the last 2 days, and I write down, and now I have it kind of like basically memorized, and I still haven't even reread it. My notes.
We didn't even talk about the real estate stuff.
Yeah, I know, because it's all about you right now. Yeah, because I know you own homes.
Yeah,
investment properties.
I own one, and even learning that is a process. Like, I think thus far.
How many investment properties do you have, or homes? Or
I have one.
You have one. Oh, you did. Yeah, you told me.
But
is it a multifamily?
It's a multifamily. Yeah.
How many levels?
It's
basement and what else?
It's 3 levels.
So basement plus 3 levels?
Basement plus 2 levels. It's funny because like I've been trying to buy a multifamily for years. Like literally, I got a story about this one. I could talk my junk now. So I have my frat brother. He's been my agent. I'm like, yo, I want a multifamily so bad. I want to make money, passive income.
Yeah.
So I think it's 2019, 2020. So he shows me this spot in Newark. No, I got 2 stories of my multifamily journey. First one, we in contract, home inspection. You know, you gotta pay for all these stuff. You gotta pay for the inspection.
Buyer,
you gotta pay for all this. So we do the inspection. I see something I don't like, and I think the 3rd floor tenant was missing out on rent. So they were trying to like force us to buy this. This is in East Orange, and I'm like trying to pull out the deal. Mm-hmm. And the seller's like, we're not gonna give you your deposit back.
You're in this one, yeah.
So it just sat there in escrow for months, and then finally I was like, okay, just give me half. We'll take half, and that's it. We'll walk away. People be scamming on the seller side. Even that seller's agent was like, just give him the money. Like, stop being annoying. So that was my first L. Second L. This is around the first time I'm having my son. We try to buy a spot in Newark. Looks beautiful. Same thing. Squatting. No, this
squatter tenants. Squatters.
Crazy. So we know there's a squatter. No, we didn't know. So we do an inspection. And this is a fourplex. We do the inspection. Everything looked good. We're ready to basically buy. Then one day, my agent finds a woman upstairs. She's like, because he knew there was one tenant in the basement. Yeah. It wasn't fully vacant. So he goes up there, and she's like, oh, who are you? She's like, oh, I've been paying rent here for a while. Come to find out, she was staying in the place with a roommate, and he left, and she thought she was paying rent to the tenant, but the guy was pocketing it the whole time.
That's crazy.
So she's over there sending money, and it's like, I don't know. So that was going on, and now that
the owner of that house didn't know.
They were checked out. They lived in it. It was a divorce case. They checked out. They just want to get rid of it. So they're super hands off. Yeah. Crap all in the basement. Mm-hmm. So we're like, okay, I don't want this. Yeah. I'm done. Agent's like, okay, I'll buy it. He's an investor, so he's like, I'll buy it. I'll take it off your hands. Come to find out, it's a trap house. They had drugs and stuff in sides and stuff, hidden in the bushes and stuff. They were running deals. So he cuts the grass and stuff. I think one dude was trying to pick the drop off one day. And he was sad because they probably cut it or threw it that way.
Oh.
Yeah, his product.
Yeah.
So now he cleaned it up, cleaned the house up, gets a tenant in, ready to buy.
Yeah.
Now he bought it. Now he has
and this is your realtor.
Yeah, this is my
This is the guy who you told me about. I followed his, not just an agent, I think.
Yeah, more than an agent, Austin Smith. And then I think one of the tenants opened up a bag and sniffs it or something, and I think it was fentanyl.
Yeah.
She knocks out. Had to go to the hospital. And all this craziness, and I was just like, thank God I didn't buy this house.
Yeah.
Now my third one is calm, thankfully. Only thing that happened was the sewer line broke, so I had to clean that up. Used insurance, thankfully they paid for it. But yeah, this multifamily journey has been insane.
The multifamily you have right now, where is it? Newark?
It's in Linden.
Linden? Oh yeah, Linden.
And for somebody looking to get into real estate, I think the house hacking stuff is still cool.
Yeah.
What my mentor telling me now is like, sooner or later it's gonna not be great.
Mm-hmm. Why is that?
Because what did he say? It's gonna be a luxury to live in New Jersey, as he said.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing about. Like that, that's why I've been hearing a lot of people, like investors, at the meetups we go to, they say that, yeah, it's going to be a luxury to live in New Jersey, but that's why right now it's a good time to buy for people who do understand it, because property values will go up a lot more than they have been in the coming years. So that's cool.
Yeah,
that's why I've been working on in this journey of me being an agent. Like I've been working on like just getting together with joining the C3 program with AJ and all them, and just me myself, like constant education from other investors. I'm like, how can I separate myself a little bit from all the agents? What does an agent do mainly? He's a service provider, or she's a service provider. They bring buyers to houses to buy a house, and they bring sellers on the MLS to list their house to sell them. That's basically what we do. We just help people buy, we help people sell, and then there's renters. But an investor, they're actually involved in real estate. So I'm like, okay, how can I be different? So I've been building a buyer's list of investors, because thankfully, me trying out the C3 program, the C4 program with AJ and them, I've been learning how to wholesale, how to like talk to distressed property owners, how to pull up lists on something I have access to as an agent, which is the MLS, and that an investor has to pay for these lists, right? So I mean, I pay for the MLS, but it's cool that I already have it at my disposal. I can connect these tools and then bring investment properties to people who really need them, or investors that know how to buy, not just in traditional means. Like subject to seller finance. Those are all non-traditional means where an investor can come into a deal out of pocket, like no money down. They still have to put in money that it's not theirs, private money lenders, all that, but
OPM, other people's money.
Yes, sir.
But it's funny, like they don't tell you that on the website. They don't give you that.
Yeah,
that free game. Like I had to literally be in it to know about seller financing, or you don't need all the money to come. You can roll it into the loan. You don't. You could on paper it could be 30,000, but you walk away with only putting up 10, 15, depending on the negotiating. And it's crazy.
The guy Chuck, we see at the event. All his deals, like he says that like 80-90% of his deals, he puts in $1 or $10 as a good faith money deposit, earnest money deposit. And I'm just like, that's crazy. Like a normal person, like just walking around, they'd be like, they're trying to buy a house, they have to come up with 20% of the down payment, conventional. And they're like, this guy's a scammer. Like, no, but they just don't understand.
My mentor says that buying a home is going to be a skill soon.
Yeah.
Because like I've learned just by being in real estate or just like owning my first property and stuff that you could get any home you want. It's just how creative you get with the process. Like even like the stuff about like buying a home under LLC or if you know the owner, being on the deed with them and then giving them the equity and then pulling out the quick loan deals, the
Mhm.
deed, so that they can then, like if say if it was a family member and you wanted to buy their home off of them and get the equity for them without going through the whole seller process.
You're talking about the quick claim deed?
Yeah, quick claim. You go on the deal with them.
It's like an arm's length transaction, kind of just give it to a family member.
Yeah, and then instead of having to you still take a new loan out using the value of the home.
Mm-hmm.
You could then just pay them, and then you just inherit that HELOC. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's
crazy
so much
stuff.
There's different ways to do,
and I'm like,
different avenues.
The way people be getting scammed out of stuff, and I've heard either other stuff like people owning homes and they fail to pay a tax bill or a sewer bill, and now their home is up on auction.
They still get equity off it, but if they even have any equity, but yeah, now even though they own their home, there's people who, like what you're saying, there's people who own their home 20, 30 years, they paid it off. They don't something happens in the family, medical bill, somebody passes away, probate, 3-6 months, they're foreclosed on, they lose their house. So it's like, damn, I've had this house forever, I paid it off, but they still get the equity off it, but it sucks because they have to. Yeah, it sucks. Like, and some people don't know how to tap into that equity.
And I guess that's what the C4 program is about, like calling those people before they reach that point. Yeah, because to me initially it sounded like it was like a scam, but then it's like, no, you're really bailing somebody.
You're helping them.
Like you're really.
People don't know what to do. They're clueless. They're scared.
Yeah.
Like I'll get on the phone with some people and they're just like, like one lady was crying. I'm like, oh, like she's like, you're like the 10th person that called me. What do you want? Like I'm like, damn. Like, so it could be a little difficult, but it's part of the process.
In California, they allow you to do like tiny homes and stuff. Like if you have a nice plot of land, you could actually build a home in the backyard because there's no housing. Yeah. So
you can do that anywhere, just don't get caught.
Yeah, right.
I didn't say that.
You didn't say that, right? We can erase that. But yeah, it's the real estate stuff is like I had a goal, like I wanted to buy a new home every year. Just so like by the 10-year mark I have 10 keys.
Yeah.
But after you get your first multifamily and you get the money coming in, you're like, damn, this ain't enough. It's crazy. It's
I've heard that a lot.
It's like
on YouTube.
Yeah,
and people. Yeah.
Like it might seem like, no, you can't just have one and be.
Yeah.
You need.
They say that at least 5.
You need 5,
6. You can walk away if you really don't want to do nothing else. You could do that, but like, it's important to do a lot more, honestly.
Yeah. So like, now you take that with everything that I was telling you before. Take the digital bread, put it into real life stuff. Because it's crazy because we prioritize like all the digital stuff, but the AI not replacing homes. Like exactly. you can't eat a digital house. Like you can't eat Instagram, Twitter, but you could fix. Like it's like you gotta prioritize both. Like I know real estate crazy in this country, but it's still like still a viable way to make bread. Even like the Cody Sanchez buying small business.
I don't know him.
It's a woman.
Okay.
She is basically this idea of a lot of people in the boomer generation are now ready to retire.
Oh, and then you buy their businesses. Yeah. Or you
Yeah.
You could like subject to businesses, seller finance businesses. Yeah, it's cool. It's like there's a list for that. What's the one you're talking about? There's a list or a website?
Oh, there's a list. I didn't even know that. Yeah,
there's lists where you can buy. I don't know at the top of my head, but I've heard of a couple lists. Like Ty Lopez talks a lot about that. You know Ty Lopez, right? That influencer, like where but he has so many businesses. He's the dude who got famous off, hey, here in my garage.
Oh yes,
yeah.
Dude is super wise,
and he talks about that. He's like, same exact thing. Boomers right now, they're trying to retire. A lot of them will sell their business to you either on the nickel, on the dollar, or like because some, there's distressed businesses, same thing, just like homes.
And you know these people. These are the deli owners. In any town, it's the deli owner, pizza shop owner, car wash person owner who 60, 70, they're tired, they're ready to literally take anybody. And these businesses are making bread. It's not like even
money's coming in. They did all the hard work.
They did the hard work. Like, all you got to do is inject your ideas of social media
and your hard work.
Your hard work. Because now you're going to be...
There's so many businesses like that don't use social media. Dude, in the pizzeria when we started in 2018, if the first couple months I was doing the whole social media thing on everywhere, my dad's like, why are you doing that? You're wasting your time. Because he comes from another mentality. He didn't do that at the other pizzeria where we was at for 21 years. After the second second year of us in the pizzeria, he was like, yo, it took us, his previous boss at the pizzeria he worked at for 21 years, he's like, yo, it took us 6 years to do what we're doing here in 1 year, 2 years. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, the social media stuff works.
Yeah. Google reviews.
All that. Yelp, everything for restaurants.
Get them Yelp reviews up. And that's kind of like going back to the agency stuff. Like,
with what you were doing?
Yeah. Like
small businesses, helping them up with the websites.
When I was in California, it's so tech heavy that you don't even need to give people advice because they already so savvy and stuff. Yeah. I come back here, you tell somebody one thing and it'll change their whole business. Yeah. Just put a sticker here and tell people to leave you a review on Google and you see a bread pull up.
Like simple stuff to you, but to
other people,
like,
it's like, whoa. Yeah. So, like, coming back to Jersey, it feels like a homecoming for me because now...
How long have you been in Jersey now?
It's been a month.
Oh, man, good. That's cool.
So, like, I just got back here. I'm already on a podcast, like, and I'm awesome. At events and stuff. So, it's like, I'm about to be out because I'm about to have my daughter. But it's like, everything I took... living in the Bay, seeing how they operate, how they do stuff, I'm going to just come back here and do the same thing and help these business owners. Because nobody going to give them this information because they're too tired. They're in their business every day and they live and die by who come into the door. Yeah. So if the little advice I give them could increase their cash flow by I'm like, you're collecting the emails, you're collecting the data, but you're not using it. Yeah. Like you probably have a call list for 15 years. Some of these businesses have been open for 40 years and they have all these phone numbers, all these emails. You started a simple email campaign. You tell people, hey, you get 25% off next time you come into the store.
So quick question. So TEXTSAGE, for business owners, creators, entrepreneurs, all types of business people that have are funneling messages or emails or text messages to people. It's three days. What's it called? A free day trial. 3 days trial. And then after that, how much is it?
It's $50 plus for the first 1,000 messages, and then after you're able, it's 2 cents per campaign.
What does that mean?
2 cents per message.
Oh, 2 cents per message.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's fine. I told you before when I met you that me and my father, we were using this, I think it was Twilio.
Twilio, yep.
I think it was. It was like 4 years ago, but we didn't have the clientele and the customers that we have now. So I'm definitely going to use you. Definitely going to use you. And we'll probably hop back on a podcast in the future and see how it goes. Talk to everybody.
You could talk crap on me, or you could say it helped you. So
100%. So definitely gonna talk to him, and we're gonna get that going. Before I let you go, 2 things. First thing is, can you give maybe some advice, last minute advice to anybody watching this? Anything you want. It could be anything. It could be like marriage, because you know everything I've been hearing. I love. You're skilled in that. You and your wife, you guys, I can tell you guys have a good relationship because you plan together and you guys are aligned with the way you think. So anything at all? Maybe success, I mean, business, going out, getting a career, anything at all?
I think for me, the reason, like, we're in this generation now where people don't value the relationships and stuff, but I still feel like relationships are important because now I have my wife and she helps me a lot of the business stuff. Like, it's like you have a coach with you every day in it, giving you stuff outside perspective. So she's a teacher and I'm this tech guy. So we come together. She has her perspective. I have my perspective. Sometimes we don't agree, but just talking through like the ideas or like it's motivating because I'm like, oh wow, like I could really do it. And it's not like, it's good to have somebody to brag on you and not keep you down. So I'd say finding a good partner is always like helpful. And on the business tip, I'll just say like treat everything like an experiment because experiments don't fail. Experiments are literally just iterations. It's just collecting data. You might not use the experiment right now or the results immediately, but you don't know in the future what venture you are going to be participating in or somebody's going to hire you to give advice on that you could support. So like I have experience now with helping gyms, podcasts. I have experience helping barbers run their business, and it's just all encompassing because I just treat it like an experiment. If everything is just success or failure, then you're naturally not gonna want to do anything because you're not gonna like the failure.
Yeah.
But if you treat it like an experiment, it's okay if it doesn't work right now because you just use the data for something else. You're just smarter for something else in the future.
I love that.
So what I learned from selling sneakers when I was in high school, 13 years later, still applied to me running my business. And it's just experimentation. I know people don't want these sneakers, then I ain't going to sell them these sneakers.
Yeah.
If I know people want these sneakers, I'm going to stock up on inventory and sell them these sneakers.
Yeah.
The same people they don't want Reeboks, then don't get Reeboks.
Yeah.
People want Jordan 11s, figure out how to get people Jordan 11. You want to experiment with some new style? Who knew Crocs was going to pop off?
Seriously.
If I was slinging Crocs back in the day, it would never hit, but now everybody wear Crocs. So I should have invested in Crocs. But yeah.
At the pizzeria, people, we have a no open toe policy, and everybody's wearing Crocs.
Right.
Because they're comfortable. Right. I'm like, dude, you're going to burn yourself. Like,
right.
Last question. Not question, but like, can you give everybody your information, any and all information that you would like to give, so people can reach out to you, follow you, contact you?
Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram at official Dalvin J. That's my Instagram and Twitter handle. My business email is dalvin@dalvindigital.com. And TEXTSAGE is textsage.net. So y'all got so much stuff to offer.
Yeah. I'm going to have all his information, all his links on the bottom. So definitely check that out. Dalvin, it was awesome to have you, bro. Thank you so much for coming, man. I appreciate it so much.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.